Welcome to the Click, Brand and Beyond podcast. I am Nisha Prakash.
And I am Anup Kurup.
Let's discuss the campaigns, strategies and tactics that makes marketing effective for small businesses in India.
We bring you the best practices to help you grow your brand and business using the latest tools and trends. Let's get started. Hi Nisha.
Hi, Anoop.
I met a very interesting gentleman yesterday. He
Uh-huh.
can speak 7 languages. Not English, he doesn't speak English. He's barely educated, cannot write any of the languages,
Mhm.
but he's a multimillionaire. And he made his money in real estate.
Okay.
So, and he asked me, what do I do? I said,
Hmm.
marketing first. So he said, oh, what do you buy and sell? So in his worldview, marketing is trading. Then I told him, no, digital marketing, because explaining what I do is as it is difficult, and explaining to him was very tricky. Then I realized what I do is maybe overly complicated. He said, oh, so you get clients for other people, is it? I said, no, I do publicity for other people. So he asked, what does that mean? Then I said, advertising, newspaper articles. And so I gave him some examples. I see. And his face kind of went from somebody who gets you new clients to, or somebody who's
Hmm.
just doing fancy stuff. The face kind of shrank. And I realized in his worldview, marketing just doesn't exist. And as marketers, we assume marketing is so important, right? And marketing, when I say marketing as an umbrella term, everything PR and
Hmm.
advertising and all its brothers and cousins and kids and grandkids included, right? But then
Hmm.
I look around me, and since I met this gentleman, I was in a very contemplative mood, and I started looking at all the people around me and people I know and all that. Not a single one has made money because they have done good marketing. And a lot of people in my um,
Universe.
circle have made a lot of money,
Hmm.
but it's not because they knew marketing. Many of them done manufacturing. Many of them are in other services, industries, businesses, because they have captured the right opportunity at the right time, and they have built the right
Hmm.
relationships.
Hmm.
There is not even an M of marketing. And got me thinking, and this is a very interesting question to ask after probably 2 years of doing this podcast. Does marketing really matter?
See, if you're framing it like this, um, of course, the logical answer would be like, no, not really. But if you think deeply, Anoop, so this gentleman that you're talking about, he must have, to be able to build those relationships, he would have had to sell himself or his concept or his credibility and market his wares like product or real estate or whatever inventory he would have had. So he must have been applying those principles of marketing, even though he may not be using those formats. Would you agree?
It's almost like saying, I found a bullet on the wall, let me paint a target around it and call this the target. Think about it. I mean, something happened in
Mm.
the real world. Now we are trying to define what that is and, bring it into the circle of what we call marketing. It's almost like, academicians coming and seeing a bird flying and then saying, this is how the bird flies. Therefore, we taught the birds how to fly. That's not true.
That's not true. Yes, I
Right?
mean, I
This fellow has
agree.
no concept of any of the concepts of marketing. It's very natural. It's a very human thing for him to meet people, go to weddings, go to parties, go to social gatherings, being part of social gatherings, social,
Mm.
initiatives, helping people out, maybe
Community
meet
outreach, we call
community
it.
outreaches, being part of the community, being human, right? and
Mm.
and just meeting people naturally as the flow comes. Somebody says, hey, come, we'll meet this friend. Okay, let's go, and talks to 10 people and says, this is what I do, and everybody else says, this is what I do. And then the status games, right? Wearing eh,
The,
especially let's say in Bangalore, if you're wearing white clothes, you're
the
usually
optics
politically,
management. Huh?
yeah. So the optics, right? Which car you drive in and things like that. So
Mm.
managing that optics, because in those circles those things matter. Understanding
Mm.
which circle you are um, involved with, and molding yourself into that. Very
That's
natural, very
mm,
human. Tribalism,
mm,
right? We are tribe, we are very tribe oriented species. So the label of marketing has been stuck onto some of these things and formalized so much that when you step from here to there, no, no, that's advertising. No, 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 that's PR. No, that is this, and then you have to label everything,
super
and then you have to slot people
specialization.
into the labels.
Yes, super specialization.
And it's so
Yeah.
weird when you think of the world at large. It's so weird. Yeah, I also think about this way. Till
But
about
don't you,
50.
sorry,
So go ahead.
just one quick thought. But don't you think that if we are building, we see we are using these jargons to explain what we are doing. Say, for example, if you're building a personal brand on social media or building a community, you're doing exactly the same thing. You just moved the distribution channel. So from his physical community, he has moved to this virtual community now, but still doing the same thing. It's just that what we are doing right now with our virtual community, that's what we call marketing. Because we're talking about it, we are publishing, printing. That's what we are
So
doing, right?
the interesting thing is, I and there's enough evidence to back this up. In the 1900s, wherever 1930s, 40s, whenever the business schools were getting established,
Mm-hmm.
what we call as MBA today,
Mm-hmm.
uh, business had to be taught. Earlier than that, people were doing business, right? I mean,
Business.
merchants and traders
Yeah,
and a lot of other things without having professors involved.
agree.
But the academia got wind of it and said, "Hey, there's money to be made." And again, some businessman put it up saying, let's start printing degrees on this, right? Let's get a
Hmm.
workforce that's at least educated on accounting and other things. So we need
Hmm.
managers. That's why MBA came to be.
Yeah.
You know what they did not teach?
Mhm.
This is glaringly obvious when you think of what was excluded. Sales was excluded. Even now, even today,
Hmm.
vast majority of MBA programs don't have a sales related thing course at all. You know
Hmm.
why? Sales was thought as lower class.
Hmm.
It is somebody who wears a suit and goes on the road and sells things dirty. You
Hmm.
get dusty, you have to travel, you have to mingle with other people, sweaty, right? Because the
Hmm.
business program was offered to the upper class.
Right.
A lot of
Hmm.
money was charged for it.
Masters of Business Administration. Yeah.
So just think of it. So there was elitism built into it. We let's not deny that, right? And
Hmm.
now marketing was a term coined then to describe all the things you do to the business does to reach the customer, except
Yeah.
sales.
Hmm.
It's a chichi thing, right? No, no, no. It's sweaty, grimy, real.
Yeah.
But
Real world
no
thing.
business could survive without sales.
So, yeah.
That was the real world stuff. And because you could not mold sales into an academic discipline, because it's
Hmm.
about human interaction and all that, it was excluded.
Hmm.
Which means marketing was picked up. Then the academicians got into it. They
Yeah.
started breaking, because what do academicians do? They they earn PhDs by studying something. So if I give you this blob, you will break it into smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller parts because everybody wants to specialize.
Hmm.
And we had marketing. And post World War II,
Hmm. Hmm.
consumerism was taking off.
Yeah. All the manufacturing, in the peak of industrialization.
Peak of industrialization, peak of
Mhm.
finance also, because credit cards were coming out and part payments were created as a way to afford goods. So you
Yeah.
have to sell more and more goods.
So basically, the hegemony of US dollars created all these debt based, um, I mean, work to create more debts, because they were,
It's
and then,
commerce, right? It's simple commerce.
yeah, of course,
The
because
cycle
it
of
was
business
based
had to continue
on
and consumerism had to increase.
increase.
Therefore, advertising industry had to come into being.
Mm-hmm.
Professors sliced and diced marketing into finer and finer and finer segments. A
Yeah.
lot of books we read today are by professors, not by practitioners.
Yes.
Marketing practitioners like Dan Kennedy's of the world and Eugene Schwartz of the world, who actually wrote
Mm.
copy and did these things, always focus on human psychology.
Yes.
Marketing is not a discipline of studying the markets, it's a discipline of studying human
Studying
behavior and
human
human
nature.
culture and psychology, right?
Yeah.
But if you are part of a culture, part of a tribe, part of a people, part of a community, you
Hmm.
naturally are seeped into that culture, seeped into that community. You
Hmm.
don't need a degree from somewhere to tell you how to behave in that community.
Yes.
Your behavior is very natural.
Totally.
But now you pick this person and put them in a different community, they will struggle
Yeah.
because the behavioral norms there are completely different.
Different. Exactly.
Right? And that is a failure of marketing too. Because some kid sitting in front of a computer designing promotional material to
Yeah.
market your consumer, whatever it is, app or
In a
dish.
in a hmm, in a tribe where
Yeah.
his or she is not comfortable.
Not just that, they are biased. They come from a certain community, certain language, certain
Yes.
context, right? And now they are trying to do marketing into different contexts and different cultures of text.
Different. Yeah, I like where it is going. I agree with what you're saying.
It fails.
It fails.
Uh,
And then people say that marketing fails.
yeah. Marketing fails, right? And the
So what
funniest
do you
thing,
think? Mm-hmm.
so sorry, I'll just finish this academic thing
Finish your
once.
part. Yeah, yeah.
Funniest thing, psychology, 80% of psychology papers cannot be reproduced. Some even say it's a pseudo discipline
Hmm. Hmm.
because here is a so called academic discipline where 80% of your results can never be replicated.
Yeah.
What are you studying? On the other hand, behavioral psychology, or what we
Hmm.
say as observation of human behavior and consumer psychology,
Hmm.
and where we get all these things, right? Have three prices, and the middle price is a pseudo price, and all those things come from that discipline, right? It's observation of human behavior.
Yes.
A lot of things can be applied, but be very careful of the cultural context. It's not applicable
Hmm.
universally, and that is a problem.
That is a problem, especially post globalization. I mean, now we're living in a time where I honestly do see a reset happening, but that's for some other day. That conversation is for some other day. But what is also happening in the market is that if I'm sitting in India, say for example, until and unless I understand the Singapore market really well, or let's say EMEA market really well, I will not be able to do marketing, even though I have the entire publishing system, which is the digital universe, in my hand. So then, but at the same time, with this e-commerce opening up, we do see people, selling cross cultures.
Mm,
So,
yeah, but think about it. Yeah, I can talk about Indian ecosystem because
mm,
India is very diverse. Unlike US, right? The
true.
US says cultural nuances, but the subtext is very
In
similar across, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Indian subtext is very different. We have so
yeah,
many different cultural contexts here.
yes,
It's impossible for you to walk 50 or go 50 miles and not encounter a completely different dialect and completely different cuisine and all
mm,
that, right? So it's a very non-homogeneous mix of
yeah.
cultures here.
That is the biggest strength, actually.
Uh, okay, let's look at it from a business perspective. CK Prahlad was a guy who said, right, India is not one market of a billion people. When we were billion people, it is a thousand markets of million people. I would say it's a million market of thousand people. It's a very, very diverse market, right?
Yeah,
So,
I know what you're saying. Agreed. Yeah, so do
so
expand.
if you actually look at the e-commerce data,
Hmm.
right, items which are less than 2,000 rupees
Hmm.
sell. They're mostly commodity. You have a
Yeah.
headphone, earphone, mobile phone, things which are commodity, which can be used by anybody and adopted to their own requirements. A mixer,
Hmm.
grinder, fans, and TVs. These are
Hmm.
commodity items. See, these are goods that you can use for your specific purpose.
Hmm.
You can buy a TV and watch programming in Hindi. I can buy a TV and watch programming in Marathi or in Gujarati or in other language,
Hmm.
right? Or in Malayalam for it.
Hmm.
That device is not cultural context specific. It allows me to do things.
Yes.
But let's talk about more specific thing, clothing. A lot of clothing e-commerce fails. general
Yes.
ones. They
Hmm.
run on losses
Hmm.
for years together. In fact, a lot, all of the e-commerce stories in India are running on losses.
Hmm.
Even cosmetics. The assumption is the same cosmetic sells across India. No, it does not.
No,
You
it
will
does not.
not sell bright red lipstick in Chennai.
Hmm.
You may sell that in
No,
Delhi.
it does. Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Cultural context matters, and the people are discovering that. Human behavior studies are being in India. There are teams doing this behavioral studies now. It did not
Hmm.
happen earlier. D2C, on the other hand, in India is only a urban phenomena. There's people say, no, no, we sell a lot in B2, tier two, tier three cities. No, tier
Hmm.
two cities mainly try to ape the cities, the urban, metros, but that's not a in the city phenomena. It's very difficult. You cannot sell the same thing in Kanpur and in Malappuram in India, for example. Very different culture, language, everything.
Hmm. Hmm.
The
Hmm.
nuance understanding does not exist. Therefore,
Yeah.
people try to do ads and all those things and say we are successful. You're not. In fact, Nisha, because you work with a lot of these e-commerce and D2C guys, you may notice maximum amount of sales for many e-commerce is from one region or one city or one particular geography.
All the time.
It doesn't, that
No,
just
it doesn't
doesn't
translate into.
translate to other areas. Why? Because the founder understands that cultural subtext really well,
Hmm.
and he or she is biased automatically.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Current, yeah. Currently, we are working with a children wear brand, and it is like premium, highest end luxury brand.
Hmm.
A lot of the most of the clothes are, of course, they're rebranded in India, but it's actually a Russian brand. Looking at markets in India, it's a 4 year old. It has 4 year old footprint in Delhi. They have a physical shop as well, and they are planning to open another physical shop in Mumbai. But then we were talking, and I said, "What about the cities like Hyderabad and Bangalore?" He said, "No, we will not sell in Bangalore. Hyderabad maybe, because a lot of people come back from US and they have experienced this kind of brand, but we will never be able to penetrate Chennai and Bangalore." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because they do not see the value. Because they do not. So, for example, a child's dress, a little girl's dress, which she will wear maybe 2 or 3 wears, is priced at 18,000. That's a lot of money. So, yeah, we have
I
not.
was
We have ran a few campaigns. I just said let's just do research. These are just A/B testing. Don't expect a lot out of it. And actually, we did not get good results from Bangalore and Chennai. We got good results from Hyderabad. Funnily enough, we got good results from Coimbatore, though.
mm, that's strange. Again,
Maybe
right?
that was an anomaly. Yeah, but I
You
don't
have
know
the
why.
data. You have the data, but no explanation.
Yes, I have the data, but no explanation.
So I was recently consulting with a company that is into. They are a marketing team. They're
Okay.
funded marketing. They have raised funds.
Mm-hmm.
They work with D2C companies for their growth marketing, for a lack of a
Mm-hmm.
better word.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a person like you, let us say, right? And the team sits in Bangalore, Mumbai, metros in India, young chaps, all they all know how to run the ads on Google and Meta and stuff like that. And they pretty much work with higher end brands,
Mm-hmm.
shoes that sell for start at like 5,000, you know, sorry, not shoes, slippers,
Mm-hmm.
flip flops that start at 5,000, goes all the way to 40, 50, 60,000, right? So they are not luxury segment. They are not branded as luxury. This is not luxury, but this is premium stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Brand from Sweden entering India or been in India for a few years now wanting to grow, or Indian brand, local grown brand which is relying on design and quirkiness to
Mm-hmm.
sell their 5,000 rupee sneakers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, So I worked with the founder, and I was helping them out to reach out to better more people, right? But there was a very simple thing. I mean, what I realized is when you talk to people in India and say, we do marketing, they don't
Hmm.
they don't like it because they have preconceived notions about it. Either they are clueless, or they say, okay, you
Hmm.
are the person who will make posters for me, or you are the
That's
person who
true.
will do
Yeah.
social media for me, or you are
Hmm.
the person who will run ads for me. They have a very set mindset. So to the marketers in India, you should be more descriptive of what you do. Position
Hmm.
yourself better. And we kind of flipped the positioning for this company, and we said, instead of calling yourself as growth marketing or any of that,
Hmm.
uh, talk about growth partnership
Hmm.
and pivot your offering as to a percentage of sales plus a retainer. The business model changes because you
Hmm.
have skin in the game, right?
Yeah.
And you won't believe the uptake after that. The clients are happier, they are loving it, they are saying, oh wow, I mean, this is a different offering. He is able to talk to people. I'm telling you, the kind of brands that he talks to, he's able to discuss with,
Hmm.
you would not be able to talk to them otherwise if this value proposition had not changed.
Hmm.
Many of these brands are huge,
Hmm.
and directly going and sitting in front of the founding team or the CEO is something amazing. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen overnight. Of course, it's all credit to the client because
Hmm.
he is also very driven. He flies 3 days a week, different cities in India, to meet these people,
Hmm.
to pitch. He will go personally and pitch to these people. He will not
Send somebody.
send somebody a step back. So,
Hmm.
is marketing important? Not the word.
Hmm.
I feel
The function.
understanding of the cultural subtext. Marketer has to be a good behavioral analyst. You need to understand human behavior
Totally.
really inside out
Totally.
and step
Totally.
out of your biases.
Hmm.
I don't know what you call it, but Rory Sutherland has been running a program for some time now, and I think that's worth looking into. But anyway,
Yeah. Well, it is actually just tapping into the connection, that, these words are, again, I think these real human words are becoming jargon now. Connection, community, outreach, offering, giving help first, putting your skin in the game, as you said. So I think there is a huge shift that is happening. We are moving from that impersonal, jargon laden, Philip Kotler kind of marketing, textbook marketing phenomenons and paradigms, to real human connection, because otherwise, what is left? And what is also interesting is to see that in the times and days of AI, how this human consciousness is actually changing the game. I think that is something um, we need to look deeply into as well. But I really love, bringing the human element back into
interesting
marketing.
thought on AI. I think this is an entire episode there. I believe AI is being used completely wrongly. We are taking our examples from US mostly, which will not work in the context of multicultural societies. It's
Like
it's,
India.
it's not the way to use it at all.
Yeah,
Anyway, that's a
that's for
longer discussion. Yeah.
another episode.
Yeah.
All right. See you
Bye.
soon.
See you soon.
Bye. And that is it for this episode. I'm Nisha Prakash. You can find me at LinkedIn and my website nishaprakash.com.
And I'm Anup Kurup. You can find me at LinkedIn and my website, anupkurup.com. We will see you in the next exciting episode of Click, Brand, and Beyond.